Where the fuck are we?
Where are we?
What up, what up, what up? It's your host, Andre X. This is the Where Are We podcast. We got my boy, Night.Wave in the building. The guy behind the wall. And we got a special guest, Thomas fucking TEEBA. He's here.
Make some fucking
slapping the bass. A slap in the bass.
Always.
You know what I mean?
Always and forever.
Big things happening.
Yeah.
Little things stopping.
Been a long time since we've seen you, brother, and we're very happy that you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Today,
Thank you, man.
how we're going to start the show off, you already know. We're going to roll up with the world, you know, for the first 5 minutes. Make sure they get into whatever advice they got. Some people like to drink coffee. Some people like to roll up weed. Some people do crack. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
No
hey.
crack.
But while they're doing that, they're watching us. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Look at this.
Right on.
Put your finger right here.
What is it?
Subscribe.
Damn.
I don't know
Subscribe.
which corner I'm gonna be.
You know what I mean?
Maybe up there.
So, yeah, you know how it goes. Let's go. So, what's your advice, man? What do you do? What, like, if you had to choose something that, like, oh, I need this to, like, release my stress or my dick, whatever.
Yeah.
Especially the dick.
Especially, right? Especially so. Yeah, man, I've always been, I mean, if it's not music, it would be like weed. You know? I like smoking. I like a good spliff.
Are you better when you're under the influence doing music, or do you think you are? And then when
No.
you hear it later,
No.
you're like, nah.
It never changes,
No.
right? It
Yeah,
just
it's-
makes it a little ease, maybe sometimes.
It definitely, there are its differences, but I've like just noticed that I can work a lot quicker, a lot more focused, a lot less overthinking if I'm not smoking weed.
Yeah.
But man, my favorite thing to do is just smoke and
Yeah.
make a beat. I save that for the end of the night.
I feel like weed is like the universal, like, I'm a musician drug, you know, like
Yeah,
most,
but,
you know.
it's after the music. It's after the
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you ever
performances.
seen the videos like in the 70s and
Yeah.
the 60s. Niggas are doing like
No, for sure.
on stage.
But
Very
they were doing uppers and more than anything, you know what I mean, or like
Or just that whole idea of being on stage and like,
getting nervous.
like that's one thing
Stage fright.
everyone in my band learned at least once is, you know, your limit. How far can you go? How much can you drink until you start making a fool of yourself?
Oh, okay,
you know?
okay.
How high can you get? And then it's like, oh, dude, I don't think I should do that
That's it
anymore.
for you.
When's it?
Perform. Sometimes you don't perform as good. So.
No.
When
You're
did your weed journey start? Because to me it's like
Yeah.
like I feel like your parents were hippies. I don't know.
Yeah, I like remember going to my dad's house and like smelling weed for the first time.
Okay,
And
allegedly.
being like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, he would just smell. I would sleep on the couch and like I knew that smell.
Like,
you
what
know.
the fuck?
So it was coming from him in his lady's room, and I was always just, oh, what is that?
What
But
is
I
it?
had no fucking idea, you know.
Yeah.
Did you ever smell like something else? Like smelled like, I don't know, iron?
Yeah, probably. I probably
Iron.
smelling a whole lot of shit.
That could be a lot. Blood. It could be a lot of shit.
Be a lot.
Iron.
That's dope, man. So where you from? You from Massachusetts originally, or?
I'm from New Hampshire.
Okay.
I was born in Worcester.
Okay.
But yeah, my parents
Oh,
separated
Worcester.
when I was Worcester. Yeah, man, that's it. But I never lived there really or remembered it. You know, well, those were too young of years for me to even remember.
Okay, so you live next to John or Lucas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you just said, right?
We're best buds.
See? Yeah, we need the views. Oh, John or Lucas is your uncle. That's cool.
Yeah. No, I don't really. There's a hookah bar venue called Electric Haze in Worcester. I played there with the band a couple times, but besides that,
You don't go back.
no. There's no connection there. So my dad lives in Hudson, Mass. Or my grandmother. My dad lived with her for a long time. So yeah, like my dad's side, my parents have always been split. So my dad's side was always Mass, Hudson based, Marlboro, Hudson, and yeah, my mother's like New Hampshire. So you know, my first memories when I was 4 years old or whatever was like New Hampshire, living at my grandparents' house with my mom and my sister. Yeah.
I just fucked this whole thing up.
Oh no. Just smoke half of it like a halfie.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Yeah, family's important, man. So you seem like you're connected to both sides. Your parents were separated.
Yeah.
You have siblings?
Yeah, I have an older sister.
What's that like?
who's like direct. She's my one of my best friends for sure.
Oh, for real?
It's
That's
just
dope.
like we've gone through so much crazy shit. We just have always been tight.
That's good,
I
man.
think because of that, like going through crazy shit kind of makes you know that you need each other, you know? Yeah. And I also got some other siblings too. I have 3 half siblings and a step brother too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forward.
Mom's boyfriend or dad's wife?
Yeah, the half siblings were from my dad's first marriage. And I have brother Billy.
Billy.
Yeah. Billy, yeah. Little Billy. Yeah. Michelle and Carrie. Yeah, and so those are my siblings from my father, half siblings, and then I have a stepbrother named Johannes.
That's fire.
And that's my stepfather's son.
Is he Spanish?
No,
Honduras.
not even, man. It's just a name. They were super duper hippies. You know that flute that I play?
Yeah.
Like he made that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he made that with his bare
pass-
hands. So
pass-
like
it's like a
So wait,
it's a special.
you slap
thing,
bass
yeah.
and your brother makes flutes?
That's what's up.
Yeah, my stepbrother, he that's like a hobby of his.
That's fire.
That is.
Yeah.
My dad used to collect saxophones.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. That sounds
Well, he's a
expensive.
saxophone player, so he used to but he used to invest in really expensive ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
you
are-
had the
like
You
collectibles.
had the money. You got what?
Yeah.
20 bikes.
that's badass.
Rides one.
Yeah, man. So siblings. So you bounce from house to house while you were with dad on the weekends. How did that work?
Yeah, I mean,
I understand that lifestyle, so I'm curious.
yeah, absolutely. My my mom, she was like the rock, you know, so she was the one raising us.
Oh, I thought you
ultimately.
meant like she was like the Rock.
Yeah, right. She
Yeah.
built like
She was-
no,
she was
no,
smelling-
not quite.
She was cooking what she was cooking.
Exactly.
You can smell it.
She was
Nah.
like smelling what the rock's cooking.
Nah,
The
that's-
people's elbow.
But you
Elbow,
were,
people's elbow grease.
but you were
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
But you stayed close with them. When you
Yeah,
start-
yeah. So
which is
that
cool,
was the
man.
nice thing. My mom and dad they realized they weren't supposed to be together for that time, whatever. And then, but they were always amicable, you know. So they were always like met up at the McDonald's and
Yeah.
traded the kids off, and then we'd go with dad, you know, for the weekend or whatever.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Who did your dad play music? Your mom play music? What got you into that?
Not really. My grandma taught me piano when I was little.
Nice.
So like that house I was talking about, that was in Peterborough, New Hampshire.
Yeah, your family's gangster. His grandmother used to push keys. You heard?
Yeah, yeah.
She was
She's
jazz
a-
hands?
She's
Jazz
Jess.
hands?
She taught me.
Oh,
Down,
fuck.
down, 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 down.
That's
And then that was major, and then you got minor.
Minor.
So like you know,
A minor.
that shit was crazy. We just witnessed history. That was pretty
I know.
fucking cool.
Pretty dope.
Well, Brazil's underwater.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
man.
lot of things
So-
happening.
Look at that
bro.
fucking meteor.
Behind the.
Crazy.
But go
Behind the
ahead.
scenes.
Go ahead. Your grandmother taught you piano,
Yeah.
and then what? You just continued.
Yeah, kind of like.
Cause you got soul, bro.
Yeah. Well,
You play with soul.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I do
yeah,
my best.
yeah.
I follow it.
Yeah.
You know, and just want to, I don't know, listening to so many different types of music, and even like, even like being, like we did some crazy family travel. That's a story I guess we can tell. This is a.
Just safe space.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't usually tell the story, but
Nah,
it's,
we're in a
it's
safe space,
fucking
man.
Strip, so.
Yeah. You guys move some weight over the.
Might through the Baltic Sea.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. My family in Mexico, we used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
He's connected.
Yeah, don't worry, bro. You know, we are the same blood.
And in his hood they call him Connect Four.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just connecting all the dots.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, we did a lot of traveling. So with that too, got to hear so many different types and styles of music, you know,
nice.
from around the world. And yeah, my mom and stepdad and dad were always just like eclectic music listeners.
Dope.
So, you know, Yo-Yo Ma, Bobby McFerrin, Fish, like
Those sound like
fucking,
wrestlers, I don't know.
Pink Floyd,
I don't know.
like
You know Bobby McFlynn? You heard of him.
yeah, Bobby McFerrin's crazy. I took
Give
my,
me a song. Give me a song.
Oh geez, he's a jazz vocalist. So he plays his voice.
Like see scats.
Dude, check him out. He's absolutely incredible. Yeah, there, whatever that is. Yeah. Yeah, like he can play a better trumpet than a lot of trumpet players.
Oh,
like with
he's
his
the original
mouth.
beatboxer.
Dude, he's incredible.
Yo,
When
players were the original beatboxers, bro.
I know.
Well, I mean,
'Cause-
indigenous people were. 'Cause that's like,
Scat
you know, indigenous
stuff,
people. You know, indigenous people. Their this is what I heard. That their language came from the way things sounded. So like, the word water would be like something fell in the water it would go right. So like or something like that, and they would say like they would say like and that would mean something's in the water. You know, sound like that, and that's when language, that's how they communicated. That's what I heard from somebody.
Dude, that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's allegedly, yeah.
It's allegedly.
It feels right. It feels right.
Could be.
If you were to make up a language, how would you go about doing it?
Me?
You don't know?
If I go up
There's a
the listen,
I like
Dominicans,
that.
listen, Dominicans, we tell all stories with noises.
So
we'll be
for
like, yo,
instance-
patating patatang. We do this shit all the time.
Yeah.
So we could do a whistle.
Yeah.
And people know.
Yeah. Yo, Melcher's
It's like,
really
yo,
good
what
at
up?
that. Melcher's good
means-
at that too.
Yeah.
Melcher says,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's
You know
like,
what's a good one?
that's a language.
We used to go.
Yeah.
Go.
Just listen. Harry Potter
And it
has
all
their own
meant-
language.
And it all meant
You know what I'm
some
saying?
shit.
Like, fucking Lord of the Rings have their own language.
Yeah.
There's all types of. Because you're into that. But, you know what I mean? Like,
true, I did like them.
I'd be like those.
I like
there's
that.
languages
I like that.
they created. And they're not even that old.
Yeah.
And think about old language. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
original. What's the original?
No,
You know,
because
like,
but
Somebody came up with it.
the reason why I was bringing up language though is because like him saying the different like music and styles, like he's literally learning a music language. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's cool. I think that's that's awesome that your parents did that. We listened to
Yeah.
fucking either La Mega or 94.5. That's all we had in our car.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, radio days too. Radio
because-
days. So it was like whatever's on the radio. I was lucky I had my sister. She's 5 years older than me. And she was all about like into the cool music too. So she liked everything. She liked like TLC and Whitney Houston.
Yeah, it's funny. As soon as you
Fucking
say your sister, I thought,
Blink-182 and,
you
I
know,
thought TLC.
like,
into that too. Just-
all sorts
Yeah, I was
of-
into that shit too. I was into Blink-182.
I was buying
I like
tapes back
when
in the
punk,
day, you know?
like when
Just
punk,
singles.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey singles.
when-
music was
You know,
important.
like, I collected it. I just
Yeah.
liked music.
when rock, that punk rock started coming out, like
Like he said, like Blink One.
Yeah,
Blink
the
Punk-
182,
that's like
Green
Linkin
Day,
Park,
Linkin
Green Day,
Park, yeah, yeah.
all those people, Papa Roach, all
Yeah.
those people. I was playing
Warped
Tony
Tour.
Hawk Pro Skater, so Warped Tour.
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater so much
where
that,
we learned our
that I
shit.
learned all those songs.
We're like, whoa, what
so
song
that's
is
why I
that?
liked it.
And they always had great soundtracks too.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
Jurassic 5 on there. They had,
Hip-hop
yeah,
shit
they
in
had
there,
Tony
too.
Hawk shit was
They had
fire.
Yeah.
If he asked me on there,
Always.
Tony
yeah.
Hawk shit had the
Always.
best fucking.
I've just
from
been
the first
replaying.
to like the fifth, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Always
like
perfect
Skate,
soundtrack.
and then the
Oh,
game
yeah.
Skate came out, and that became like the GTA for skaters. You know what I mean? I used to like that shit. But yeah, yo, let's get back to it. So you traveling with family?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a story.
You want that story real
Yeah,
quick?
let's
It's a
hear it.
long fucking story.
Well,
so
make it short.
yeah.
Hey,
So
don't talk.
We'll make it medium.
I'll talk to my client like
However you
that.
want it.
So, yeah, my mom and my stepdad met when my mom was still living at her parents, at my grandparents. That was, like I said, my first memories. Eventually, my mom and stepdad met when I was like second grade. And then they ended up getting married, and he was a pretty wild dude. And he came from hefty money, like Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Family money.
Yeah,
and
that farm money.
dude. Like I don't even know what to call it, dude. But
Tobacco
yeah,
money.
You know what I'm
These had
talking
tobacco
about.
fields out there before.
In Connecticut,
Back in the day, yeah.
was it that warm? I think yeah.
I
That's,
believe.
Now they had tobacco.
I mean,
well, whatever.
definitely
So like that was
Or in
him, and that was the
Pennsylvania,
world he was coming from. And my mom was like, I'm raising these two kids by myself, living at my parents' house, trying to get out of bankruptcy from trying to help my ex-partner's business, fish store.
Were you one of the kids?
damn.
Yeah. So
Were you
yeah,
bald?
This is my mom. Oh, always bald, dude. I've been balding since 11 years old.
That's wild.
No, but so we ended up moving in with him, but shortly thereafter they got married, and he was like, "Hey, you want to get married?
Again?
Also, do you
Oh.
want to do you want to go fucking sail around the world? I want to go like build a boat and sail it around the world." And she's like, "Well, I have two kids," and he's like, "Okay, bring it, bring them," But we had to so we got rid of everything. That was obviously an opportunity of a lifetime for her. But I was like in third grade. My sister was 5 years older than me. So she was like a little more in school and had more friends and shit.
So it
but,
affected
you
her
know,
more.
Dude, it rocked us pretty hard. Just like leaving your spot and like total normality.
Nah, just leaving your routine is crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
Especially as a
You
kid.
don't know what the fuck is. You're like, okay.
We had no idea, dude.
Running with it.
That's
That's all we could do.
And this dude was like super confident, and he had money to just back that up.
how
And he
long.
had a very
How long were you gone for?
strong attitude. We were gone for 2 years, so it was a 2-year-long boat trip. We lived on a 45-foot steel sailboat and sailed. It started in
What?
Estonia, up by Finland and all that, and we sailed through the Baltic Sea. And that was like the scariest moment of my life. We almost died in a fucking storm in the Baltic Sea. Dude, me and my mom were banging on pots and pans because we were on watch.
Make noise.
And it was like, dude, we were fucking terrified. We were so scared for our lives. And that was just a trip. Because I was like 7 years old, you know? Here we go. Okay, keep going. And that's all you can do. And so we sailed through the Baltic Sea and then kept going and then sailed down the coast of Europe and ended up in the Canary Islands on an island called Tenerife. And that's when we kind of posted up and stayed there for about a year, a little over a year. And I went to a private British school, and it was like all like, the Canary Islands are like the Caribbean of Europe. So there's like German people, there's Russian people, there's English, there's Turkish, there's fucking dude, there's everybody. There's everybody. I found some totopos there, and I learned about it. It was like, yeah, but funny. So yeah, man,
What the fuck is that?
Lived in Tenerife. It was like what the nachos.
The topos.
Yeah, nachos.
Don't you know Spanish?
Nachos.
Nah.
Are you saying? I'm sorry. Are you saying something in
doesn't know
Spanish?
Spanish.
The topos.
Yeah. So
Well,
lived there in Tenerife, and that was crazy because I was like the outlier. You were the American kid when like Bush was president. Bush
Oh, they
W.
hated that name.
So you know,
Big Bush.
it
Big
was-
Bush. Papa Bush.
No, Little Bush.
Yeah, it's the one that Kanye said he hated black people.
Little Bush, but it was before 9/11. So, but you know, people didn't really like Americans at that point in time overseas.
Besides, always.
But so just being a little kid, being like,
That's
oh,
crazy.
why don't you want to play Pokemon with me? Like,
Nah,
you know,
man. You're different.
kind of figure, yeah. There were some weird things that happened there, you know. They like really embraced me at first, and then yeah, you want to talk about trauma shit.
No, man.
Really embraced me first, and then they like turned like
Turn it 9. Like,
yeah, total ignore, like the silent game, you know.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, what? Why? What happened? Was it me? What's going on?
They have to.
It was crazy, man. And once again, just like dealing with this from, you know, yeah, I had a crew of like Indian kids I was friends with, and some Spanish kids, and I didn't play soccer, but yeah. So I learned tennis there. I was riding around on my racer scooter, like there, and I was just being like a little kid, getting into music, like feeling super alone too. Like, you know, there weren't no phones. There weren't phones. We couldn't communicate. So even if you'd have to find an internet cafe to communicate with anybody back home, but none of my 9-year-old friends were using email. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mine either.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, I guess we're just gone, and you make new friends wherever you go. I might kind of lose my train of thought because that happens to me all the time.
No, you're
I
good.
apologize on
No,
that.
you're
What
good.
do you mean, man?
You're in
This story is
school.
amazing.
The kids weren't accepting you. You felt alone doing music.
Yeah. I had. So I still have a couple friends. I actually just went back to Tenerife to visit, and
That's sick.
it was a trip, dude. It was a trip. I cried a couple times, and it was perfect. I'm so glad I did it, and so yeah, it's maintaining
That
contact.
was recently.
Yeah, that was in like
That's-
February, dude.
Wow. And they remember.
Yeah.
And they remembered you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
like
Was that-
family
you know?
there. Yeah, man.
Was
Yeah.
that a closure moment for you?
Really cool. Or just like going to see an old friend and it's like nothing ever changed.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. But the
the
last
same.
time I saw them was like over 10 years ago.
Oh,
So it's like even when time passes, it's like
And shit
Dude,
was
it's-
different at
it's
that
fine.
time. That's why, you know, you can't
Yeah.
blame them. It's just society at the time, you know?
Yeah.
Just like now, like, it's just, we're born into racism or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, we don't.
born
we don't
into
know.
where you're at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just depends on our environment. That's all it is. But
I think that's
that's a
awesome.
crazy experience.
Yeah, so
that you
but
have,
it doesn't end there. So like that's what I mean. I'm trying to keep it quick, but it's
Nah,
a
it
fucking
is.
story, dude.
It's good, man.
That's why
Keep
my
going,
family
man.
calls it the story because it's like, dude, who has time for this shit, dude?
We do,
Listen,
man.
this
Yeah.
is
Amazing.
this right here, like just talking about stuff and speaking.
Yeah.
This is a form of therapy. This isn't a therapy spot, but
Yeah.
and we're not therapists, but this is a form of therapy. Is speaking your truths and speaking your traumas out loud because
Everybody needs that.
We
yeah,
never do.
you got to revisit them to remember like who you are. Sometimes, be like, oh shit, yeah, I remember I did 2 years on a fucking boat to fucking lay down like this on the river whenever the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're so peaceful. So like you gotten so much.
That plays into it.
Yeah, it plays into it. Like culture. Like for me, when I traveled to Europe, it did something for me. It changed my perspective on what life actually can be.
Yeah.
Because over here we're stuck in this box.
We only see one thing. Right?
We only see one thing in this stupid idiot box that shout out Rex. But like it's this thing that we're all done. We're all like we said, born into and programmed into this fucking thing. But in other places, it's like they're not living that way. You know what I mean? They're living in different peaceful ways. They live with their families. Like they grow up with their families. They stick together. Like over here, it's like it's so much separation, so much difference. But go on.
It's super different. Dude.
Yeah.
It's super different. Even like island life. There's a simple small town life versus city life and all the different things. But yeah, I've always liked island life, you know, because it is. It's like, dude, what is the hurry? What's the rush?
No, they just chill.
What are you doing? You know, you're a fisherman. Your father was a fisherman. Your father's father was a fisherman. It's like, dude, what's wrong with that? I love that. So that was another thing that travel gave to me too. Like our neighbors were farmers. And so he'd go up with his burro, like with his donkey, he'd go up the hill and like go to the finca. He'd go to the farm and harvest his shit. I'm trying to remember what he grew. Potatoes.
Weed. Oh,
Yeah, a lot of no. This is like an old dude.
it was potatoes, not potatoes.
Yeah,
I like
potatoes.
potatoes.
Batatas.
We didn't have them in Mexico.
How
Batatas.
those in Mexico? They don't make fries in Mexico.
See you, Pito. Good to see you.
Oh,
But yeah, so we're talking about your family,
Right.
right?
Yeah, so yeah, just that whole experience, man, cracked my brain as a little kid. And we lived there in Tenerife. Ended up sailing. My stepdad sailed across the ocean to St. Lucia. Me, my mom, and my sister flew because if he didn't take his lithium, he was a scary guy. And so we're like, dude, that's too long. So he got a crew, did that. We ended up in St. Lucia, lived there for about a year. And then my mom was like, oh, I'm ready. Like, she's always been a doer, super doer. And like, when you retirement, she needs to work, like bagging groceries or whatever. She just needs to talk to people and be around people. And so she needed to get back home. She's like, this has been incredible, but I need to get back to like doing normal life, back to my normal thing. So that's when we came back here. We moved back to New Hampshire, and that was in 2001. And I was in like 5th grade, 10 years old.
She's still with him?
He passed away like 5-6 years ago.
Okay. But she was married to him?
Yeah.
Okay,
They were
sorry.
always married, yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's fine, man. It's fine. He was crazy. We had our...
He was crazy.
He was, he was scary. So it was like, oof. Definitely picked up a lot of traumatic things from that. And even just being that close on a boat, like you can't go anywhere. You can't get on your bike and go anywhere,
A lot of mind games.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it was that weird feeling of you can't go anywhere. You have to deal with whatever is going on.
yeah.
Totally. So that was crazy, and being kind of controlled by a dude like that. He was on his mission, but he always drove like this weird wedge in between my mom and then me and my sister.
Yeah.
So it was like he was like selfish in his own ways, being like, hey, me first, sort of deal, or like you got to choose one or the other. I was like, you can't fucking do that to a mother.
Since day one.
Yeah,
she said,
talking mad shit
"I
about
come
my
with
stepdad,
two.
but
I come with two.
yeah,
She
No,
told him from the get. You know what I mean? So it was like, if you're not willing to do that, then
Right. As
your
a
mom chose right because she's a strong.
as a parent, when you
Shout out your mom. For
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
you know?
She did the right thing.
Hell yeah.
And that's the thing. It was a crazy traumatic experience, but it was also like, boom, once again, made me and got me here and gave me that perspective you were talking about. Like, holy shit, you just saw a whole other way of living and a whole other different type of music, you know. Walking to the boatyard and like hearing the fucking steel drums playing at night and the t-shirt and just like crazy shit, dude. It was just, so all those things like were in there. And then we're back home in New Hampshire. I'm in 5th grade,
Now it's like,
taking
wait,
like
this is different now.
taking
I gotta adjust
Spanish
to this
class
shit.
or whatever, and it was like super easy for the first year, and then I was like, oh, dude, I lost it all.
You forgot
You know?
Spanish,
Like, damn it, you know. But I was doing okay out there. I'm like, dude, but yeah, man, so many. It felt like such a huge thing when it was only 2 years. So then after that, man, it's just been like, whoa, kind of trying to do music, and like that always has been there for me, you know, and trying to find people to do it with, good people, you know. So like you guys know, it's a collaboration thing. That's what I've always been.
It's a community thing, man.
Yeah, that's how I like have had the best luck finding really good people, you know. So
Through music.
yeah.
How's that?
Oh yeah.
So you find good people. Do you ever find bad people?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that, like those different personalities? Because sometimes dealing with certain people
Can be hard.
not that it could be hard. Okay, yeah, it could be hard to adjust to how they are. Because sometimes to us they might look bad because we don't fuck with that energy, but they might be in a space where that energy is only there. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why they have to be that way. So, but in your case, like, how do you deal with like, let's say that you're dealing with an artist or like, you know, anybody, you know, like how do you deal with that?
Just
Like that conflict of like, fuck, I can't work with this person.
or like, oh yeah, I mean, accept it for what it is and get through it if it's like that, but try to just keep that aside. It should be easy.
You keep it.
It can be easy.
You
so
keep it
it's like,
music.
oh, yeah.
You keep it music. I'm saying you don't. Do you like? For me, it's like I've dealt with like bad clients, right? And my clients sometimes like I might have a client who is telling me how to do my job,
Sure.
right? And it's like, damn, I know that I'm going to make you sound better as an engineer, but you want it this certain way because
Lack of trust. Or something, like,
Oh, I don't know what it is sometimes, you know what I mean? But I feel like people lose their way and what they think. People lose their way in being in their way. You know what I'm saying?
Thinking about others.
No, not thinking about others. Thinking about what like their plan is and what their vision is, and like this is what it is only. And it's like sometimes you're like there's being a bones being thrown and you're not seeing it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're so in your way. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's just shit like that.
And you gotta let. One thing I've been learning even is just like you gotta let people go through whatever they're going through. And like you said, was one of the rules? Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh shit. A lot of the time, like this has nothing to do with me or what I'm doing. You know,
Right.
You gotta let them deal with what they gotta deal with.
And setting a boundary isn't taking it personal. Setting a boundary is just, okay, this person's going through this thing. I have to put a barrier between me and them until they're ready to get through whatever they're getting through.
No, totally.
You know what I mean? Because some people don't even know they're going through something. They're in it. You know what I mean? You ever been depressed?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah,
Call them the down days.
we create
but
that.
even
We
like
create depression.
we do.
even calling it that,
We know
you
it.
know. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
wild.
it's a-
When you say it
who
out
created
loud,
that
you're
word?
like, oh yeah, shit. Maybe that is. I just
created
always
that?
thought of it as like days
Is it
I
bad energy? Is it just like bad fucking
Days I
right?
let-
Like
Nah, because depression doesn't have to be bad energy, man. Depression can
I
be
don't
like
know.
just you want to sleep all day and not do nothing,
That's
like
in
that kind of
bed.
attitude.
In
You know what I
bed all
mean?
day.
Yeah, I know
It
that.
comes in different forms. Depression can be like, yo, I don't want to. I'm gonna stop doing. I'm gonna stop doing what I love, which is music, and I'm gonna fucking go do something else because I'm self like self-sabotaging at this moment because I just don't want to, you know what I mean, or something. Self-limiting beliefs. There's a whole bunch of like different like forms of depression. You know, it doesn't always show up in a sad face.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In the way that people expect it.
Exactly. Like for me, sometimes this is my form of depression. I'm sitting, and my mind will do this thing. I feel like I'm on pause, like real quick, and then it comes back. My doctor said it's seizures. I'm like, I don't know if it's a seizure, but it just, my mind will go blank, and it's usually around when I'm not feeling like myself. You know, I'm not feeling like.
And you'll like blank out. What is it?
It's not like I blank out. It's like I you know, like when you hear like that ring in your ear sometimes, like really really faint.
Oh yeah.
I hear that, and then it just like I'm just like on pause, like I'm just staring into space for like real quick, and then boom, I'm back. I'm just like, oh shit. And I feel like that happens to me more when I'm in a depressed state. You know, like when I'm not feeling like myself, when I'm not feeling 100%.
That chemical imbalance.
You know what I mean? But also
these chemicals.
Yeah.
Think about
Yeah. But also I myself, I'm doing a lot of things to not fight depression but understand depression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like mental health and all this other stuff. I do Brothers in Arms, a circle, you know, for mental health for men.
Yeah.
So whenever you want to come
Yeah,
by,
I know.
man,
I got to get in on that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I was like,
it's super dope.
I was talking about that the other day. I was saying, I was talking about I was calling it a men's group, but like,
yeah, it's
what
a
do
men's
you,
group.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
Right?
it's a men's group. It's a men's circle.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
You
right.
know?
We do it right across the street right here on Family Services. They're helping us out right now.
Sweet.
So we do it every Monday. If you ever want to come, man, 6 to 9, we're always there.
That's killing.
But yeah, let's move on to the next thing, man. So relationships, you know, I tend to almost never see my boys with girls because we're stuck in the studio all the time, you know, and the girls never want to be there. So like,
right.
I don't know if you're ever in a relationship or men. I don't know what you're into.
Yeah,
I know.
I like girls.
I know we went to the
For
strip
sure,
club,
man.
and I saw you in the strip club with me. So I know. I know.
That was funny.
I know.
Oh, shit.
I know definitely what you like because I was in there. You know what I mean? But
L.A.
yeah, LA. Remember LA? That shit
Oh
was
yeah.
bomb. But yeah,
really
man.
Wanted to get what? Yeah.
How are relationships?
Say love.
Yeah, relationships are wild. Like you said, the music is just like the focus on my mind and always been my goal, you know. And so like I love the companionship of like having a lady, you know. It's like the greatest thing ever, especially when she like gives you confidence, you know, and she pushes you like that. Like, oh no, come on, like you don't want to do, come on, do it.
Yeah,
Stop being a bitch type of deal,
yeah.
you know. Like I love that, and you know, just having someone there. That's like, I don't really talk to that many people. Like I'm just a pretty private person, and always have been. I think it's from being on the boat and just being like, well, you're alone. You read your books, you play your video, you do whatever the fuck you need to do, and you keep yourself busy, you know. And so yeah, that's been my goal, like reaching out to people and all that. But you know, kind of forgot what I was saying.
We're talking about relationships.
Yeah, relationships. So keeping relationships, bam. So it's always been hard, man. It's always been hard because they take work. Every relationship takes work, and it's always like it's tough to meet each other's expectations. And yeah, I mean, girls definitely don't like it when you tell them that music is first. You know, and so that's like a thing.
Do you start with that? When you meet a girl?
No,
like,
but it's like it's known. Like I mean, yeah,
He slaps the bass
it's
with a
yeah.
bandana on his head.
it's communicated.
Yo,
Like,
'cause
I let it be. It's
Yeah.
not like how I introduce myself, but it's
Yeah,
like,
no, like, hey, I'm Thomas. Music is first.
Yeah.
You want to have sex?
right. It's a great,
Slap the bass.
great horrible pickup
Slap
line.
the bass.
Yeah.
No, because
No,
I hear
yeah.
you. I take that approach when
having a
I
girl
get into
that-
new relationships. I let them know two things. One,
Yeah.
I'm a father first.
Yeah.
Second, I love music.
Mm.
So if you're not comfortable being like technically third, like understanding like my focus is on these two things first,
Right.
and if you're not helping me get there, then I don't know how this will work.
Mm-hmm.
But do I compromise? I have.
Yeah. And you have to.
And you have
That's
to
the
because
thing. When you're with
not
other
gonna-
people,
yeah.
you have to compromise.
Otherwise,
you know?
that's
And
what love is. That's what
there's-
love is.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the greatest thing in the world.
That's how you know you love them.
But goddamn, man, it's like
It's a hard
yeah.
It's a hard compromise because the universe will test you with it, right? I don't know if this happens to you, but every single time I've gotten in a relationship,
Yeah.
the universe will give me a crazy opportunity with music, right?
Interesting.
And this relationship is like changing my life in another way. So, but then music would be like, yo, here's an opportunity to do this, and I'd miss it because of love sometimes. But sometimes I take the opportunity and then I lose the love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like a fucking, it's really hard, man.
Yeah.
As an artist, I'm an all-around artist. You know, like you understand?
Yeah.
Like you produce, you sing,
Yeah.
the whole all around. You know what I mean? And it's like, so I'm extra busy. I'm not just fucking going to the studio and writing. I'm going to the studio making beats. I'm going to the studio writing. I'm going to the studio recording. I'm going to the studio engineering it all. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm doing like,
Busy.
yeah, like I'm doing like more than the normal artist would do.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to cut some of those jobs out.
Yeah.
You know what
Or I mean,
that's a compromise.
It's the hard thing to how to is that cutting shit out or is it staying focused?
It depends.
You know,
It
'cause
keeps you
that's
going,
what I do so much
right?
shit too. It's like, damn man, I don't know what. It's hard to
Which
focus
to cut
focus
off.
in on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But you know, if you got so many things, how do you dictate all that time? You know,
Exactly.
And,
It's the time problem, right?
it turns out to be. You know, I mean, there's only so much time in a day. Just like the whole like Kobe schedule and stuff. You know, you got to wake up like mad early if you want to go for a run and do all that shit before your kids get up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a thing, man. But yeah, I think about it all the time because so many of my friends and like brothers are getting married and having kids, you know, doing the house, doing everything, you know, and it's like there's some people that balance it so well, and then there's other people that I feel like lose themselves in relationships, you know. So it's interesting, man. I'm always like nervous about losing myself in relationships because I'm like maybe a little too giving of a person.
Do you take
boundaries, you know?
Do you take breaks and then like and then because you take such long breaks when you get in a relationship like damn, I haven't had this in a long time, so I just need to hold on. Is that what happens to you, or are you like
what do you want to call relationships? That's
know,
another thing too. It's like I can be with whatever girls, but like who do I want to call my lady?
Exactly. No,
There's
that's
only
what
like
I mean.
a few of those.
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
know?
talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Everything in between, you got to do what you got to do. But like, you know, I'm just looking for that lady, dude. I'm looking for who gets it, understands. Oh yeah, shit, you're gonna be doing your thing.
Have you
for
ever
the rest
been,
of your life? And it's like,
have you ever been with a woman that was in the industry too?
No,
Me either.
no,
I've never.
not yet. Not yet,
It
but
tends to not attract us as much.
No, you know what it is? I feel like I'd be working on their shit more than mine.
That's why it don't work out.
But that-
That's
You
why
know
they
what I
tend-
mean?
we
Like if
tend
my
to
girl was
find
a
people
rapper,
that are
I'd be
not
like, yo, let
into
me
it.
make you these beats. Let me make you these
Because
beats.
imagine two people into it. They're like, yeah, I don't like that, but I like that.
Yeah.
You know, like then there might be a cross in there, and it's it don't work out.
I mean, there's a lot of artist couples that
For sure,
that have
for sure.
like, you know, like
I'm not
that
saying
made it pretty,
all of
like
them, yeah.
that made it pretty far in this business, like
Yeah.
because they were a couple artists.
Well, they can relate to each other too.
Right.
That's the thing too. Sometimes it's like better to have a girl that doesn't understand or care about music at all, and she'll be like, "No, that sucks." Like, no, yeah, oh yeah, no, you should definitely sing on that. You know, like she'll tell you what she thinks, and it's not coming from an artist, musician
Right.
perspective either. So
true.
I don't know, man.
But
It's
yeah,
tough. It's tough to
that's
say. I feel like,
right.
but that
But think about
understanding,
it, right?
that understanding. If the understanding's there, I think that's a kind of rare thing to find.
Definitely.
But everybody has that in their own way. I just have a weird ass life, so it's like find a lady that gets that. You know. Until then, you know.
Yeah, yo, listen.
cruising.
1-800 Thomas TEEBA right here. You know
Bomb.
what I mean? And he's amicable. That's the word of the day.
Amicable.
How do you spell it? So
AMICIBLE.
Oh, man,
Amicable.
you're quick.
I'm gonna put that on that and then
Quick.
Let's see it.
We got to do a spelling bee because I've
Throw
always
a word.
I've
Throw a word.
always
Throw a
been
word.
so good at spelling.
Let's do it right now. Throw a word.
But you're gonna be faster and louder than me.
No, no.
Hippopotamus.
HIPPOTAMUS.
Have you guys
You
seen?
always get the easy ones.
Have you guys seen those fucking the Spanish dude talking to two other Spanish people and asking them to say stuff in English and they're saying it wrong? He goes,
I think so.
yes, yes.
All right,
Yes.
all right.
It's
I got
so
one.
funny.
Harmonious.
Harmonious. HARMONIOUS.
Oh, you got the O in there. Yeah, good call. Man, I'm making a fool out of myself.
Damn, misconception.
MICON.
I can't do it fast like time like that.
You guys wanted the this is before SDOT, but this
Take
is
it to the highest level possible.
Where are we spelling bee?
Jesus.
All right, give me a short word that we wouldn't know how to spell. Like the word weird.
Astonish.
That's not a short word. It's fucking as long as the harmonious.
No, it's not. It's
No, it's not.
7 letters.
No, schnapp.
No, it's not.
No, it's not,
No,
Mike.
it's not.
To the T.
Pedigree.
Pedigree. PEDIGREE. I won.
You're just faster. That's all.
No, because that's what she said. Guardian.
Yep.
GARDIN.
GUR.
Yep, you're wrong.
GUAR.
That's what I said.
GAUR.
Yeah, you did.
Guardian.
Second, see, I got back.
Yeah, nah.
He just.
G-U. You said G-A.
No, you just said I said GUAR real quick.
That
I'm
was
done
the
with
other
you.
way.
All right, listen. Forget about the spelling bee.
Yeah.
How we doing on time?
Spelling bee, bro.
It's good
All
to
right,
know
cool,
that.
man. Let's talk about sex, drugs, and other things. SDOT, big
Yeah.
please in the building. He's not though. I wish he was. Yeah, man. Let's talk about sex, drugs, and other things. It's part of the segment of the show that we just talk about sex, drugs, and other things.
Yeah.
And you pick one: sex, drugs, or other things. Give us the truth about sex, drugs, or other things. Let's see how many times I can say sex, drugs, or other things. No one notices.
Sex.
That's a lot of words right there.
Sex, drugs, and other things. How fast can you say it?
Sex, drugs, and
Sex, drugs, and other things.
We need Twister.
Sex, drugs, and other
Sex,
things.
drugs, and other things.
Sex, drugs, and other things.
Yeah, like give us a
They
good
have to be
story.
all three stories.
No, just one. Pick one.
It could be of all three, though.
If you have a story from
Within
a
3
good
stories.
story,
If you have a
from
story
sex,
that intertwines all of them, that's gangster.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
No one's ever done that.
yeah, that's like a triple story.
I mean, jeez. Just another wild experience was like the first time I tripped on mushrooms.
Let's get it. We love shrooms.
But I didn't stick my wiener in anything. Thank God.
good.
You know.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Is that a thing?
Yeah, is that?
Oh, you're talking about sex. I
no,
didn't
no.
take shrooms and then have sex.
Okay. Now let's talk
I'm
about.
trying to
But sex is
incorporate
amazing.
all of the
No,
things
you're good. You're good. Just do.
in one
Let's just do
story.
this. Let's just do the shrooms. Your first shroom trip. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
What beat?
Huh?
Nothing. Just kidding. It's on beat.
You got an idea?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, man. Another mind breaker. It was like a big blue mushroom. And me and my friends got back home from school. It was always at my buddy Jared's house.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I know. Like, do I say his name? There's so many Jareds, dude.
Yeah, it don't matter. You can't pinpoint.
Yeah. And so we're there. We come home after school, and like, you know how you
What grade
usually
are you in?
eat some food after school. High school.
Oh, high school,
So
okay.
it would be like sophomore or
wow.
or junior maybe.
You're wild. Let's hear it.
Yeah. We got like a lot of our drug shit out, so we were like mellow when all the kids were going to college and
Yeah.
going wild. Like, you know, we weren't doing that shit.
Calm
but,
down, buddy.
yeah, dude. Everybody finds their time. But yeah, so sometime during that era, and I ate this one big blue mushroom and on an empty stomach.
That's the best way.
No, dude, no. So no.
It is.
I'm like super duper affected. So like, I don't know, man. I just like, shit hits me hard. And like what I eat that day affects it too.
Yeah.
So, you know, empty stomach. Of course, we wanted to blast out of the realm. So we chugged a bunch of orange juice, ate this big, yeah.
Acid activation.
Dude, just.
Oh, is that what it does? Activate you?
It like,
Yeah, it's the acid and it like,
It's like the Turkish twist
Yeah.
in the space.
yeah, it makes it more, it activates it. Yeah.
That's wild.
it-
Go
You
ahead.
never did it?
it amplifies the effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shit, we go and we're just in this like small little room. It was his room. And man, I needed to be outside. I realized I needed to be like outside. And I started just feeling like the enclosed, like, oh, dude. And then I was like, there was one or two people there that I wasn't a big fan of. And, you know, peace, Milks. Good to see you.
Peace, Milks.
It was like,
Milks.
it was, yeah, these two kids that I didn't really like. Maybe it was just one kid. But that was there. you know, and I was like, fuck that guy, you know. It was just like,
Yeah, you can't chip on a bad mind.
it
bro.
wasn't good, you know. And so being around that crew and in that little concealed space, whatever, you know, we end up doing things. It kind of turned into a pretty bad trip and really heavy, and it rocked me. And I ended up being like, okay, well, shit, I got to get out of here, dude. Like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, I'm driving, dude. I had my car. I'm fucking I'm driving home, dude. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I got to get out of here. This was so outrageous. And so,
Allegedly,
yeah, right.
Nobody died.
There's like a cul-de-sac. No, nothing bad happened except just in my mind.
Okay, let's go.
I was born
That's
again,
even worse.
dude. Like, yeah, dude. Those things are intense. And so, fuck, I'm losing my train of thought of the story.
You were going to the. You said you were driving in your car.
You're
Yeah.
about to drive in your car. about to
Yeah,
drive in your
yeah.
car.
They were like, but dude, before you go, they were good enough to do this. They were like, Thomas, before you leave, you got to do a loop around the circle. And I did a loop around the circle. They said it took me fucking like
a while.
15 minutes or something absurd, dude.
What do you mean?
And I was
What
like,
do you mean? In the car?
Yeah, in the car. They were like, drive around the circle first, like the cul-de-sac first before you leave and go drive home on the highway and
do
shit.
it.
And I did it, and they were like, oh, like laughing at me. And I was just feeling so shitty. I was like, all right, whatever, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I need to be away from this now. And drove home and down. It was-
Calmed you down a little bit, I guess. Or made you angry.
No,
I don't know.
yeah,
what it
I think it. I mean, it
Pissed you off, right?
it put more doubt in my mind.
Yeah, you see, that's not good.
Because I knew what I wanted, I knew what I needed, and I knew they weren't
Home
there
was
to help me.
destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. They weren't. It wasn't going to turn into a good trip magically.
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, dude, evacuate. I'm driving down the highway, and it was like this was the most vivid thing I've ever
Yes.
like experienced. But it was like the steering wheel was like expanding, like I was forgetting the meaning of purpose of my life. And where I was going, I was like, where am I going? Like, what is the fuck is going on? And obviously, I was just driving. I was going. This is so not safe and not okay
no.
to tell.
But-
But like, dude, that thing was expanding and going back in, and I was like, "Whoa, what
So
in the
don't
world?"
do shrooms and fucking drop. Right?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Or just do shrooms in the right place.
Fuck up.
No, I'm just saying.
me home.
Yeah, dude.
But we were good.
Don't put yourself in bad
I was- it
situations.
It took us an
dude.
hour from Haven to get to Lawrence.
You lying,
Right. So either way, I made it.
activation.
I kept.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah, I kept remembering, and I kept remembering, oh, I got to get home. I'm going home. And I made it home, and then I just went into bed. Nobody was home, and I was just like in the sheets,
I love that fucking feeling.
just
yo.
having
I
like
love it.
such a fucking weird time, and then came out of it. And
That's such a weird time.
then I when I was like coming down, and I was like, all right, okay. And I was like, I don't want to be home for this, really, you know. So I drove again and was like, oh, I'm going to my friend's house. Went down to my friend Glenn's house. The way there was a bunch of back roads, like nice dirt roads, like next to trees and forest. And I just had this kind of like epiphany of like, oh, or like a holy shit moment, you know, like, oh, we made it. It's the same feeling I felt in the Baltic Sea of like, you know, we're going through that storm, but then when you get through it, it's like that feeling of like, whatever the fuck that is, dude, you know? Whew. So it was like, oh,
And we don't even know that.
You just Ric Flair?
yeah,
like-
whew. Yeah,
That
okay,
comes out of like that. Like, out of,
yeah. So
I
that's
feel you on that,
that's
like,
that's
but that's tough.
that's a
bro.
drug story.
A boat, like I've been on a small boat and I felt like, yo, crazy. I
Why
can't
were you
imagine
on a small
living.
boat?
Nah, it wasn't small.
Is that how you
like-
got to America?
It wasn't.
Yeah, that's how we
Yeah, they
did
got
it.
me.
The Titanic crashed.
You got me.
He was
Nah,
on the
nah.
safety boat.
I never been on a cruise ship. I would
Hilarious.
like to be on a cruise ship. But anyways, that was a good story, man.
That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Really good story,
Thank you
man.
for
Yeah.
sharing.
I like
Yeah.
that.
That was fire.
Yeah.
dude.
I like that. Yeah. So you
Yo,
know,
all
yeah,
of it,
you
like,
can't. So
Your whole life thing, yo, like,
Yeah,
thanks for sharing
everything.
that. Like, yo, that's a crazy thing. Like, that's like, should be a documentary. It should be a movie. You know what I mean?
Dude, I just
it's that
watched.
crazy.
You know that movie Life of Pi?
I
Yeah.
love that.
Dude, I just watched that for the first time on the
Yeah,
plane the other
that's
day,
amazing.
and I was like, oh
They
man, that's
connected
crazy.
so well.
They're just like, it reminded me of things, and like, dude, the visuals in that movie are
That movie's
incredible.
amazing, bro.
Yeah.
I love that
Really
movie.
incredible.
Did your tiger have stripes?
What do you mean?
The tiger in the movie.
Did you have a tiger?
My tiger?
Did you have a
Oh no. We
Did you have a pet on the boat?
no. So like, dude, my sister just got a wiener dog, but we had to get rid of it because my stepdad made us like get rid of the animal.
Because you're going to Germany. He's like, yo, you can't bring that shit.
You had to bring. You
It
had to
reminds him of Adolf. You can't bring it.
we had to get rid of everything.
That's
Yeah, we got rid of
crazy.
everything.
Nah, they would've
Yeah,
ate
but he
that
bought
shit.
everything back, I
They
bet.
would have ate that dog with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was like what when you get rid of everything.
What color was your Maserati?
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, you didn't care? No, because you said he was rich. All right, listen.
He was, dude. He didn't leave us shit.
I know we didn't really dig
My
in.
mom's gonna have to work for the rest of her life, dude. I don't really want to talk about that.
Oh, my bad.
That's that reality.
Fuck, we're going back to
He
trauma. Let's
didn't
talk
even,
about this.
Yeah, he didn't even pay off the house. Dude. Don't get me going.
Nah, that's
Damn,
fucked
son.
up.
Yeah.
And he got money?
Yeah,
Fuck
Was
him.
it a house?
he
Was
left.
it a house meant for him to like only he could afford?
No.
Okay.
I mean, no. What do you mean?
Yeah, it don't matter.
No, you know, like-
It was-
It's
No.
the house we lived at since we moved back, pretty much.
No, I'm saying like if he's paying for a house, right? And then
Oh, they both paid. Like
Oh, they
once
both
she, like
paid.
she
Oh,
didn't
okay.
like that whole thing. Like she
Oh.
wasn't like, save me.
yeah.
Dude, she was like the strongest fucking lady ever. Yeah. So she always needed to do all the work for herself. That's why she's like, oh, dude, I can fuck this like being taken care of shit. So they were always super independent people, and they had their own money situations.
That
and
shit
all
must get
this.
boring being taken care of all day. Honestly,
Well, I mean, if you're a go getter and a doer, or if you thrive on doing,
right?
hell yeah,
and,
you know.
and a creative. You know what I mean? Like to be a creative too. Like
Yeah.
can't be stuck like doing what other people want. Like
Yeah,
it's so hard. That's why it's so hard for me to have a job. I hate having a job
yeah,
because like I don't want to do what other people want me to do. I want to do what I want to do
Right.
because I know what I'm doing is a positive thing anyways. Like it's probably more positive than whatever the job is. You know what I mean?
But
So
is it a job? It's working. It's just working. You're working for yourself, right? I mean,
yeah, no, but
in a sense.
I find fulfilling work. I like to work the things that fulfill my life. I don't care about things that fulfill my pocket. If I did,
Yeah.
I'd be a fucking accountant or I'd go to school and become a fucking lawyer or something. But yo, I just heard that if you're over the age of 25, NECO is giving you free classes to get your associates. Anything you want to do, look it up. Look it up.
free
Look it up.
free Necco wafers.
Yo, I don't know what the fuck it
I
is.
had them in the.
I like with this.
I've been thinking about it.
That's pretty fire.
That's pretty
I'm
fire, right?
down.
If you're over the age of 25,
I even looked at
believe.
online
Free
shit.
education.
I'm down to do
Yeah,
online
Vamos
stuff.
pa' allá.
You
That's
know?
how it should be, man.
You know what I mean? A business degree,
Yeah.
something that will get
Especially
me
at
going.
this point, dude. I feel
Yeah,
like
dude.
colleges are gonna just go down the drain.
Nah, it's easier now.
Right, YouTube.
I mean, I
about
don't
YouTube's
time.
know.
killing
Or
it.
they're gonna have to change somehow, but
Yeah, it has to. Everything's gonna change
don't
because
need that
no
shit.
one's going to college.
you don't need it.
Colleges are having less and less people.
Well, no
Yeah.
shit. They seen, they realizing it's like, wait, we're in a rabbit race. Like, you know, we're in a fucking a rat race. Like, I don't want to be in that.
How many rodents did you
anymore.
just pick?
You know what I mean?
We're in a
I don't
possum
know.
race.
I'm
Right.
just- Possum?
A
Yeah,
meerkat
that's fine.
race.
All the animals. Yeah. Adam. Dog race.
Yeah.
Dog face. With a hog face. All right, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
all. That's what they want. Is what I meant.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't want us to be independent and want to do this in our own business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could do what he's doing right now for others, for himself. Once he understands it, he'll choose it and go with it. And it takes time, but it's work. You work regardless. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you're working. I'd rather
Right.
work for myself than the
Right.
other person.
And even the dream jobs, you know, I feel like anything that happens, you still get the work aspect.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, I hate this part. This part of the job sucks.
Yeah, it's
But it's
in
like
the end of the-
anything's gonna
Yeah,
have
at the end of
that,
the day, it's
you know?
always gonna be work.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get.
It's always gonna be work. You,
So I'd
you
rather
always
do
have to
it
work for
for
something.
myself.
That's what you're saying.
Why?
yeah.
I'm not.
But speaking of work, man,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to add all your works right here, so
Yes.
people can follow
Yo.
you, like your Instagram, all
Yeah.
your newest project that you just put out. Which you put
Hell
out
yeah.
single.
Yeah, I had a couple things just happen. I got a song with co-produced a song with Jansport J. He's a producer out of LA, and that has Coach Contra on it. Coach Contra
Coach
dudes.
Contra?
Yeah,
that's
man,
underground shit.
they're crazy.
That's
so
fire.
yeah, and I co-produced that with Jansport, a Burlington, Vermont producer, SK, it linked me with him. You know, so it's like,
shit.
man, I'm just making the connections, keeping things going.
Not Skizzle.
No, a different SK,
Oh,
different SK. I know, isn't that crazy?
where's he live?
No, but
Burlington,
we'll have to
Vermont,
find
baby.
that.
No,
Oh, we
he
ain't going
kills
there.
shit. He does stuff with like,
kill shit. We ain't going there.
yeah, man, he does stuff with like
they all kill shit.
Smith and Wesson and stuff. He drops a project with them, yeah. But he does a lot of crazy cool stuff. So that was nice.
That's fire.
He made that happen, that connection happen, and
He said Smith and Wesson, not.
and then I
That's like gun.
Sorry, I don't know.
yeah, and then
Smith and
I
Wesson.
also just
That's even
released
better.
another song with J57,
Okay.
who we know, John Glass linked me with him a couple years ago, and so same deal,
Shout out.
Shout out
Just
John
like-
Glass.
yeah, and just the connections, man. It's like just once again trying to find the good people doing the good shit and keep going.
Yes.
I feel like there's other. I just dropped a fucking bass sample pack on Drum Broker with Shroom. Yeah.
Oh, with
that's
Shroom?
like- yeah. So me and Shroom did that together.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I played all the bass lines, dude. There's like,
That's dope,
there's
man.
so many in there. There's 300 bass lines
So
in there.
what do they
That's
do by
crazy.
that?
Yeah,
How do they credit that
go
for
check
you?
that out.
They credit you? Just the name, right?
Yeah, go. Yeah. Oh yeah. It
you
says
yourself, I'm
Shroom. It
saying.
says Shroom and TEEBA
That's fire.
present the pack. It's called Beast Bass.
Nice.
So we just released that 2 days ago.
On what? On Drum Broker?
That's on Drum Broker. Yeah.
That's dope, man.
How do you get money off of that? How you making money off of that?
Dude, I don't make
They
money.
pay. They
No,
pay.
it's
They,
free.
I don't. Dude, I'm like.
they pay percentages. I used to like.
Every
It,
download?
it all depends.
We did it for
It all
Splice.
depends.
We
Everything.
did it
I
for
mean,
Splice.
it's a deal. Everything's different. It
You
always
were on the
changes.
Splice
I don't know.
with us, right?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Nasty Tracks and
Yeah, Kato.
Kato the
Yeah.
producer.
That was a crazy cool opportunity.
Yeah, that was
you know?
cool. We we
Those are still
all
there.
took advantage of that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Let's all do this shit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we put out good
I had
shit.
just started producing like heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I liked it. I liked
Yeah.
it. Like I just started producing and boom, I got an opportunity. That I was like, wow, that's fire.
Yeah.
And I made money.
Yeah.
And my shit's still up there. I'm still making money.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, the sample game's super interesting. We can talk about that probably a lot, but whatever. I also got samples up on another service called Waves. It's WAVS.
I heard of that.
That's Major 7. Shroom linked me with him. He's a crazy producer. So I got samples up there too, and then just Bandcamp and BeatStars.
What's your name?
Yeah.
TEEBA Thomas. Or what is it?
Yeah, dude,
On
it kind of changes.
It's gonna
Like
be right
each
there
You gotta
in the
keep it.
corner.
You gotta keep it the
sucks.
same on everything,
I know.
bro.
It's just like that's,
You could probably switch it.
TEEBA is always taken, so you got it's either like TEEBA Beats or which one do you want? Like we'll put them all
Put it on
here.
Go ahead. TEEBA Beats.
The nice thing I like having the link tree now. So here's one link right
tree.
here,
Boom.
Yo, I'll
There you
put
go.
the
and it
link tree right
and
there.
it, and it leads to everything.
Everything.
You know.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
His whole life is
Yeah.
there.
Even like my credits, and if you want to see my credits,
Yo, his credits.
I have a YouTube
Sorry.
playlist,
Amazing.
and that's what I
Oh,
have.
that's fire.
Yo.
That's
But
dope.
it's like, you know how DistroKid gives you a topic account? It
Yeah.
like creates its own account. So now a
nah.
bunch of
If you have your own account already, you can connect your YouTube.
I have to do this.
I'm gonna show you.
You
This
have
dude
to
got-
show me.
I'll show
dude.
you.
Yeah,
This dude-
because
It-
just
it-
shit like
credits right now?
shit like that, man.
You
So,
got DMX, Walking in the Rain.
Yeah.
I played it already.
yeah, that's with
Dave
Nas.
East, Activated.
Did 4 tunes with
man.
Dave East.
He got Ransom. He's done.
Wow.
This,
Wow.
This
Yeah.
guy's it.
Short Fuse did a beat for
Follow him
Ransom
or
once.
Yeah, that Ransom one was like a month or two ago. That's brand new.
Wow.
Yeah,
He
that-
just dropped.
Mano.
That was J57, the Ransom one. I'm playing piano and singing on
Oh, shit,
the
okay.
sample. Yeah.
Boy, so thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I made a choir on that, dude. I stacked like
You got a good amount with Dave East.
probably
man.
18 fucking vocal tracks and turned it into a choir for that sample. Yeah. But you can't even tell. It just sounds
You
like
got
a sample.
Token.
Hopefully.
You got Token.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 tracks with Dave East. A couple
Yeah, you got a good
two with Token.
Yeah.
I see him all the time at Studio New Hampshire in Bedford.
Token.
I've been
Yeah.
doing Mondays there because that's where Ben Prue works.
Fire.
You know, so Ben Prue,
Shout
who
out.
does all the Tokens videos.
That's fire.
Oh, Ben that used to do
Project.
Yeah,
2?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he goes by Humble Hero now.
Okay, fire, man.
Productions, and they're out of Bedford, New Hampshire. And so Sig actually brought me over there.
Shout out Sig, man. We need to get Sig on the show.
Man, serious. Yeah, we had band practice last night.
Yeah, Sig's I dropped a song with Sig. I think he did the bass. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It was like a dancehall song.
maybe.
Yeah, it's called Fire.
Speaking of dancehall,
Yeah. Oh,
you got Dynasty.
yeah,
Oh, you got Dynasty?
yeah.
You made bass for Dynasty, my guy.
Yeah, that was
Peace and
that was C through C sharp.
Yeah, we know
Sharpie.
Dynasty. Shout out. What up, Eddie?
Sharpie.
Yeah, man.
I think I played guitar on that actually. Yeah. It's definitely me on guitar. I don't know if that's a
Remember that track? That's a good one.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. That was
Fire,
sweet.
yo. Is there anything you want to tell the world before we head out?
Keep being, keep pushing each other, keep making each other uncomfortable, keep pushing through it, be patient with each other. Yeah, don't forget that there's a lot of love out there, a lot of support, and keep doing music. That's a beautiful way to remember that. Keep listening, keep supporting, and yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. That's what I'm gonna keep doing.
Yo, we're gonna keep going. You heard? I love y'all.
You better
Peace.
follow.
Anything you want to say, Knight?
No, just peace and love, like always, man. Just like he said.
Lead with love.
Understand?
Guy behind the wall.
Uh-huh.
Dato.
We out.
That's it.
Peace.